Hello, and welcome back to Skygate. Welcome to Downtime Activities. Did that in the opposite order I normally do? Don't know why. Skygate is our 5th edition D&D campaign, where in which it takes place almost entirely underground, in the dwarven city of Skygate and the terrifying Underdark beneath. You're kind of in between the two at the moment. When last we left, you had dealt with a little bit of a bug problem. Some Kruthiks that were infesting a mine that you guys have seemingly cleared out. You killed the queen. Very dramatic Kruthiks. Very dramatic Kruthiks. You killed out the kind of hive lord. You killed it, and the rest of the smaller ones seemed to scatter afterwards. We pick right back up where we left off, which is in the kind of calm after the fray, as you hear the skittering of all these bugs going away from you.
Overly Dramatic Kruthiks is the name of my Bruce Springsteen heavy metal cover band.
I can write it down. How do you spell Kruthik?
K-R-U-T-H-I-K, I believe.
Oh, it does sound like a good heavy metal band.
Let's see. Going directly under Steampunk Devil.
Oh, wasn't there one we came up with at Chili's?
We did, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway, that's where business happens. That's where business happens.
This stream not sponsored by Chili's.
Yeah.
I think I had cut off. I think I also cut off the flattened
bashed-in
head
face of the Hive Lord.
Yep.
It ends with a C or a K?
Okay.
I want to be accurate when we're coming up with our
That's right.
heavy metal
I
cover
want to write it
bands.
down correctly.
Of course.
Cool. So yeah, we're all in different states of injured, I assume, except for
I'm pretty
perfectly
okay.
fine.
I'm pretty right.
As the bard should be always.
Untouched.
I got hit like one time, but I still have
not
the
even a
most
single
points.
drop of blood on our fancy doublet.
Yes.
I would like to take this opportunity to do my job, because our job was to, verify that this mine is safe, or as safe as it can be.
Fair enough.
And at the moment, we have no idea if that's true, because something else was injuring these bugs. So I would potentially let's go find out, or I will go find out.
You're gonna get munched.
It's gonna be a bigger bug.
Well, it depends on.
There's always a bigger bug.
It depends on what's coming. But this is my job, so I don't know if you guys want to wait here, or if you want to head back to the surface.
Good luck and good riddance.
We'll stay here. So
I'm gonna climb out of the hole.
I'll go with you because you'll
points,
probably,
so
if you do run into
Climb
something.
out of the
I'm
pit that the crew
invisible to
Yeah,
dark
after
so
I fell
should
into
probably
it.
just go alone.
You're able to get out
I got
without
dance
stressing the
lights.
moment. You can take it.
But it would kind of negate the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
It would ruin his invisibility.
So
And just
and
remember, at any time, lava can ruin your invisibility.
Damn straight.
I also just get bonuses from traveling in the Underdark, because I can move at a fast pace while moving stealthily, and I can't get lost apart from magic. That actually goes for the whole group of us when we're traveling in the Underdark, as long as I'm alive and around. I ignore difficult terrain in the Underdark. So
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth.
Crit.
You see Candle kind of go away, out towards the edge of where your light reaches, and as soon as Candle crosses that kind of threshold, literally disappears, and then there's no sound as he kind of descends deeper and deeper in this way. I assume you're going to the largest cave, the one that kind of burrowed into that second chamber.
Yeah, I kind of want
to follow it.
Yeah, and I kind of just want to go as far down into this mine as possible. It'd be nice to know where this actually connects to the Underdark, partially just to see what that looks like from the other side, just in case we need a way back into the city.
You can
at some
feel
point in
it,
the future.
it's like the camera tint changes from normal to a blue tint, you know?
it's
Entering
like-
the Underdark.
yeah,
It's like when you're
the background
Elder Scrolls
music
Oblivion
changes.
fans, as you're walking up to Kvatch for the first time, and the slow transition from normal sky to red sky.
Yeah, you. I was just gonna say entering the Caelid Wilds in Elden Ring, and it's all of a sudden the sky's blood red. And it's
I think that's kind
I'm
of a weird old
map.
reference to make. I think you need to get with the times and reference modern games like Elder Scrolls Oblivion. For the sake of brevity, the rest of the mine will be like, or we'll get to the tunnel in a second. The rest of the mine will take you probably a good 30 to 45 minutes to clear through. This kind of descending chamber continues to kind of descend and split, and gets to one like final area that seems to be a large, not like a full-on like crevice deep into the earth, but like a kind of like naturally occurring like internal mountain canyon that has like kind of rickety pathways and stuff that go along it. That section seems untouched. It doesn't seem, you don't see burr holes in there.
Does the rickety pathways stuff, is it like stuff built by the miners?
By
or
the
stuff
miners.
Older? Okay.
It seems like this is like kind of the area, and you can kind of see the like glimmer of platinum and stuff that kind of is laid into the earth here.
Sitting around playing cards in an abandoned mine.
Doubling back to where it seems like the large Kruthik kind of carved in, you could kind of branch off to these other smaller, like the medium-sized Kruthik holes. Those you could kind of squeeze into and fit in. Moving through something like that be a little uncomfortable, and they seem to all kind of loop around and rejoin this main tunnel. So pretty quickly you learn like this is the path they took in. It seems like a lot of them probably kind of followed in behind this this matriarch or patriarch.
Well, let's just follow the main tunnel then.
And following that, you go for a while. How long are you willing to go?
I'm very much a push my luck kind of character,
Okay.
so as long as everything's going good,
You're
I'm probably just going to
You're gonna
keep
maintain in the fuck around state until we get to the find out part a little bit.
That graph is going up. Erickson's like, where in this graph would you like to stop? And you're like, I'll keep going until I hit that map.
Until I could find out.
Wherever the bit where the graph going up at a 45-degree angle just plummets straight back down to the bottom, I'd like to be teetering on the edge of that if at all possible.
Moving at a fast pace, but still stealthily, it still takes you probably 30 to 45 minutes of moving quickly in a straight line to eventually get to a spot where the tunnel stops ahead of you and you can see a pile of rubble. Go ahead and give me an investigation.
You know what might be a good investment? Now that I'm thinking about it? A pair of sending stones.
Can I use perception instead?
It'll tell you different things.
They're like magical
cell phone.
walkie-talkies.
I'm gonna.
You can do both. We both will say different things.
Okay, if I have the option to do
gotta
both,
say
then I'll do
Roger.
both. It's just my investigation's not great because my intelligence.
What's the magic activation word for the...
Investigation is a
Roger, Roger.
13,
Okay.
and perception is a critical failure.
You see what it is, but you do not see it coming.
So we'll start the investigation.
My favorite part of D&D games.
We'll start with the
Finds
investigation.
out.
With that investigation,
17.
you're able to
close,
kind of
thanks.
look up and looking up at kind of looking around where this is. You can clearly see pretty well defined like stab marks at the top of this tunnel that seem like the larger one of these intentionally caved the tunnel in behind it.
Oh, that's bad news.
You, however, while looking at this, don't notice as you kind of are like glancing up and looking at this, and you kind of like lean to get a good look at where it's at, and your hand touches something that has like a slight bit of. It's almost. It's almost.
It's
like,
not stone.
It is not stone. It is something. It has a warmth to it, and it has a kind of meaty squishiness to it as your hand rests against. And you kind of.
I'm Han Solo in the cave, where he's just like, and then he just
Wait a
starts shooting the
second.
ground.
And you kind of naturally recoil back and look to see what looks like. It's essentially kind of looks like internal, like almost muscle tissue, some sort of like strange kind of crawling vine, but it has like a natural warmth and kind of a bit of like slimy gooiness to the outside of it. And as you kind of recoil back, it kind of like stirs a little bit, and you can see on the end of it, it kind of has almost like a star shape. And it kind of like turns and looks up. It looks up and it doesn't have any eyes or anything like that. It's almost like something between a plant and like the internal workings of an animal. And this kind of star-shaped thing kind of spritzes out at you. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, this will be fun. Wisdom. Not my worst saving throw. Not my best. 13.
Oh, his luck on his side.
13 is right there.
It's
where
right.
I'm
It's like
going.
generally, it's in the range. It's in the range.
I'd be happier with a 15.
Yeah, 15
You're gonna come back as a
pretty safe.
sleep version of the plant people.
Hey
Go ahead
guys,
and
you
roll
should
me
all
a
come down this
percentile
too.
die.
There's a bunch of what are the flesh things like? Gold down there.
He comes back up with like laser eyes, like everyone should follow me into the cave. The cave is good.
It's like the brain
Everyone
slugs
follow me
from
into the
goddamn
cave.
Futurama. I
follow me to the cave. So.
He's the scout.
12.
12.
Fuck.
Now, some roll
sometimes you
tables high is good, and some roll tables low is good.
This kind of spritz.
Sometimes it's not.
It's somewhat spore-like, but not really. As it kind of like spritz into the air, it is more of a like mist. It is like a kind of liquidy mist, and you kind of like wipe away at your face and stumble back.
I can't like use a reaction to try and put my breathing mask on.
No, that is not a reaction. That is not a reaction. And you. 1 second, let me roll something.
Jeez, maybe I should just start wearing that thing standard.
And you kind of like stumble back and you like look back at this thing, and the little thing kind of like relaxes and kind of settles back down. And now you can kind of get a kind of better look, and you see it's almost like it's weaved and arced its way through the stonework.
Like a root.
And as you're kind of watching it kind of arc and weave through there, it kind of seems like it has like a faint glow to it. And then 2 of the rocks twirl around and look at you with the face of someone you recognize but haven't seen in quite a while, and the other being the face of Vickelroy. And they both look at you, their eyes open wide, and they start laughing maniacally loud in your head as you stumble back away from this. You have long-term madness. For the next 20 hours, you are going to experience vivid hallucinations and have disadvantage on all ability checks. As you come stumbling away from this cave.
I'm tripping balls.
It's like, to get back to them with these hallucinations, you are not moving super well.
Right.
It's probably about, with all of his scouting, it's been 2.5, 3 hours since you've seen Candle.
Well, that's good. I'm down to like 19 or 18 hours on this.
Should we go look for him?
We should have set up a procedure for this ahead of time.
Why didn't we plan ahead?
Because we don't.
Well, he just kind of went off on his own. Didn't really have a chance.
What are the odds of us just getting lost down there trying to find him?
Very good.
Well, it is just like a tunnel, right? Like,
I mean, if we all stick
well, hang on.
together.
It's been more than
Let's
an
got a
hour.
really long piece of string.
So resting, I'll have my raven back.
Okay.
So that will help us. I can scout for us ahead a little bit to see like, okay.
Should we take like a short rest while we're waiting?
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Us sitting around playing
playing
cards,
cards with your shorts.
miming playing cards.
Yeah.
I'll spend
Second
a
week
hit
back.
die.
How does hit dice work? I don't remember.
Nobody ever remembers.
You can spend up to the total amount you have and add your con to each of them when you spend it to heal. They come back after a long rest.
I can spend how many?
As many as you
As
want.
many as you want.
As many as you have.
Like to spend 3 hit die
Do I have to roll
because
them all
I'm
at once or can I
on
go
You
5
can go on one at a time.
Oh, that's also.
Also, I assume that your bard friend is going to use Song of Rest and add a d6 to this.
Yes.
And I assume your baker friend is going to use his feature to do something that also helps with that, I think.
No, that's just the temporary hit points thing.
You
I
have
don't
2 different things for
Oh, I have another thing.
I just spent
like
200
99% sure.
I'll look it up so that I can be helpful to the team. Is it on all of your?
With 1 hour of work when you finish a long rest. As part of a short rest, you can cook special food, provide you have ingredients, and cooks utensils on hand. You can prepare enough food for creatures equal to 4+ proficiency, which will be everybody. Any creature who eats the food and spends 1 more hit die regains an additional d8. So
Nice.
technically, you guys
And
on your
D6
first
and a D8.
first hit die will be your hit die plus a d8 plus
Oh.
a d6 with the Song of Rest.
Then
we
the-
all
then the
get
first
some
one
fried
would have
mushrooms.
gotten
Yes.
Yay!
Stay
So what do we do with this now? If we've had fried mushrooms?
So if you spend a hit die, which
Add
is
a D8 roll to it.
And
yes, and a d6 because Song of Rest from the bard. You guys are good at taking
Definitely
short
need to
rests.
spend 1 because I rolled 1.
So you have hit dice
And I got
on like a little box,
2 under
and it's
full.
like a number that you have. It should be
Guaranteed to be
d10s.
at
It should say
full.
3d10. I think it's under your hit points.
Nice.
Oh, I never wrote that down.
Yeah, so yours should be 3d10 as a third
Even
level
if I
paladin.
snake eyes on
Uh,
D6D8.
If you spend one of them, you'll get them back after a long rest. During the short rest, you can gain a number of hit points equal to a roll of one of those dice, plus your con modifier. But because of your friends, it'll actually be a d10, a d8, and a d6, plus your con.
We are
modifier.
good at short rests.
You guys are very good at which
also
will
get a
help
lot
a
of my
lot in the
abilities
Underdark.
I get a lot of
Because you might not get all that many long
rests.
rests in the Underdark.
Anybody know what my...
Oh god.
Usually be 3d8, I believe, for a cleric.
I'm back at full.
Literally one
So you
dice
spent
just
one
brought
of
me
them,
right
but
through.
you'll get it back.
So
after
So roll a
rolls.
d8, a d8, and a d6 as your con. And then see what that gets you to.
So you guys, I assume, are going in after Candle at this point.
Yeah.
And so you're scouting ahead with the Raven. For again, sake of brevity here, it doesn't take like if you're going down the tunnel, it is a straight shot. It is not very hard to keep going down the tunnel and kind of scouting ahead as you go. Eventually,
Spend another one and just.
that is.
You'll see us
up to
before
20?
we see you.
Yeah. Your Raven doesn't see anything. Well,
Another one
go ahead and roll me
is
a disadvantage stealth check.
With disadvantage, that is a 12.
Your Raven doesn't see anything. Your Raven continuing to scout ahead. Eventually, as you guys are moving forward with light, the light kind of illuminates just enough, and you can see in the distance, like kind of appearing in your view, a Candle who's like stumbling around, kind of holding onto rock walls. Seems to like turn and look at the rock walls and like rub his eyes, look forward, and see something like your adventuring party, but not quite right.
But monstrous.
Monstrous.
And terrifying.
Horrifying.
Candle.
Well, they're here to kill me, so I expected. I suppose at this point I'll just sit down on the ground and accept my fate.
Hey, buddy, you doing all right?
Candle.
No?
Do you have like.
See anything bad down there?
Eyes go wide.
All right, let's wait. Hey, Claire, do you know like lesser restoration or anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay, well, I don't think you do either.
I'll solve this.
Snap out of it!
Force lightning. Yeah, I'll solve this. Force lightning.
Would guidance help at all in any
It would help with an ability check.
Yeah, who has medicine? Does anybody have medicine?
No.
I've got like medicine kits, but I don't think those do what we want them to here.
I can try to roll medicine. Oh, roll medicine. What is wrong with this man?
I mean, I have +4 medicine.
Oh, you roll.
You should roll it. Fuck.
Well, he was all excited to do it.
I just was asking.
Because he asked a question, nobody answered.
I had to look.
I have 0 in
I
medicine.
didn't know.
I have a -1 in medicine.
23 medicines.
23 on medicine. You mean like grab his hair, opening his eyes, and these kind of large alien eyes are kind of twirling around.
Can he even look at the eye? Like, because you know his eyes are.
You see his eyes go.
Just because my eyes do that doesn't mean they don't see well.
That's right. They see
It's not
too. They
perfect
see
vision,
all.
it's just-
And look at you can see that there is a slight sort of greenish glow to his eyes. If you look really closely, especially not the pupil, like bird eyes are weird, but there's kind of like a central dark pit that stays dark like a pupil would, and around the outside you can see there is some like faint weird green glow to his eyes. Apart from that, they seem to be like fully dilated and looks like a sign of some sort of toxins or something that have gotten in his system. Potentially magic, but probably toxic of some sort.
Well, I'm just gonna give him a pat on the back, say, "You got this, champ," and I will use guidance.
You get a pat on the back. You feel some a rush of you know what? I can do this. And you turn and look to see the most terrifying, giant, googly-eyed monster dwarf beside you.
You are Trudeau. Just kill me now. If you're gonna kill me, just kill me now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get him back up to the surface.
I'll put my arm under Candle and kind of carry him.
Okay.
Aren't you super tall?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm a foot.
And
He's really short.
That's why I said I'll put my arm under him and carry him.
You're carrying if you're doing
I'm
that.
5 foot tall and weigh 95 pounds. Because I'm a bird man.
A giant blue demon scoops you up and starts to carry you away.
You know, I really expected death would be less being carried, I guess.
Shut up.
Expecting crossing the threshold would look a little different than just being carried across the threshold.
Shut up,
That's
Candle.
Starting to get philosophical, and we got put down.
He must not be
He's
feeling well.
he's just
He was
not.
not going.
He's
He's
not
being all
He just
philosophical.
hasn't had anything to drink. He's sober, is what he is.
Oh, you don't want to get him crossfaded.
Bad trip. Bad trip. Bad trip.
Bad trip.
We're walking out of the hole.
You are able to get up out that hole.
Once Candle sobers up a little bit, we'll get the whole story out of him. And
He does not.
Right, no, but I mean, like...
Can I make a... It's probably better to try this when I do sober up, but I also will just try it now. I mean, I've got this guidance.
Yeah.
Can I make a nature check to know, like, what the Underdark that thing
Absolutely.
was?
It will be disadvantaged, but you'll get to add a d4 to it. You know what? Actually, make it a straight roll, because this is specific Underdark fauna sort of stuff. So you can kind of counteract it.
That is a total of 5.
Total of 5.
I'm not
You
thinking
have
straight.
no idea what that was.
I'm
You
thinking
didn't
straight.
get 8. We could just assume you got 8 left.
Been 2.5 hours, he ain't back.
That's why I'm like,
But
I
got
need,
it.
to
You
look
mean
at
8.
some, I need to look at some sending stones. That'll be handy.
If you guys are out at the mouth of the mine for a little bit, kind of trying to let Candle get his bearings back, Liftrasa will approach back up. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but she seems like notice you from down kind of the warehouse area, and will make her way up to the mouth of that cave and be like, "Look like shit. Must have got the job done, huh?"
Well, we're mostly patched up now, but yeah, we got the Kruthix taken care of, but we think something chased them up here. But my scout's a little out of it from whatever he found down there. So
I would like to make the noise of rockfall, followed by whatever noise the tentacle thing made moving around, and then the like spraying noise.
So
While laying flat.
the kid kind of turns and goes like, and like you're like.
So yeah, that. So we're gonna get him up to get some medical attention, but yeah, bugs are dead. So there's that.
Oh, and then I'll toss the head towards her. Like, there you go.
She's gonna
Just
move
knock
out of the way, hits the ground, and spits across. Gross.
Clean that up.
Gross. Clean it up.
She seems to believe you, but does not want to touch it.
After she just steps aside, like, yeah, well, good job. I'll just pick it back up then, and then I'll keep I'll be like,
By all means.
Can I keep this?
It's all yours.
I mean, there's gotta be some good things we could get out of it.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
well, definitely. A Bastion dead Kruthic Hindlord face is.
They might be tasty. You know,
If this counts as an animal, we could cast Speak with Dead, and I can talk to it.
Fuck you.
It will know what it knew in life.
Actually, that
might not be a.
could be.
not
No one
You
can
know?
cast Speak with Dead though, so damn.
It's got a cleric. Anyways,
You guys-
I don't want to
yeah,
tell you your
right.
lives. She will say,
I can't.
No, the cleric could.
Oh, cleric could possibly.
I can't pay you on the up and up, and it'd be out of my
How
pocket.
about on
if I
the
was
down
paying.
and down?
What I'm saying is, I can't pay you. However,
Well, we weren't exactly here for straight monetary value.
I think that
Yeah, Speak with Dead's
this will go a long way to making a meeting of at least getting a conversation possible. So, you staying at where's
We're over at the
Vickelroy at?
Crack Towers. Isn't it Crack Towers?
The crack towers.
No, that's down in the slums.
Sorry, that's it called.
The old crack tower. The inverted peaks.
Inverted peaks. I'm sorry.
It's not a crack house, it's a crack home.
Cracked.
You need to sign this.
I like
They make like floor mats that say it's not a whorehouse, it's a whore home. And there's a hilarious video of two Mormon guys going up to like talking, like walking up and like looking and reacting to that floor mat at someone's house. Very funny. Anyway,
Ring videos are a blessing to the world.
she says, I will try and send word as soon as I'm able to see what I can make happen for you.
We appreciate it.
Expect to hear from us sooner rather than later.
Well, that'll be.
Thanks
real
for your work. Glad you all survived.
Yeah. Be super careful about this place because there's something down there that can. It's big
I
enough
make
to.
the same series.
Yeah, that.
While still using
Probably some sort of
laying
fungus
flat
thing. Yeah, he's fine. Thanks again.
No. He's good. And then, like, as you like walk out, you're still like,
Yeah.
I pick Candle up by the scruff of his neck, like to kind of
He
like.
waves
I
the
do-
whole ride home.
Apart from waving, I do the cat thing of just the lock up when you pick him up by the stuff and then.
All right.
all right. Yeah, let's go find some medical assistance. Is there like a? Hey, you're a cleric. Is there like some healing church around here, or someone that like would have some like medical knowledge that could help us?
You know that there's mainly two. One, your former place of work/worship. The other being, of course, the Charitable Sisters of Tymora, which is more of a medical clinic run by a group of priests.
Or you could go to the Family Stone up there. Just obsessed with mushrooms over there, so you know, anything done.
They might know something about what's going on there.
Obsessed with mushrooms, you say? I'm obsessed with mushrooms. Runs off.
Thanks for the hot tip.
So you're just gonna run into hippies over there.
Big Nixon.
That other thing.
Sisters.
You know what? I am the Nixon.
I'm not a Kruthak.
I am a true dog.
I am a true dog.
Alright. Well, we can head towards the clinic.
So you're heading towards the Charitable Sisters of Tymora.
Yes.
Okay.
I waved the whole way there.
Yeah. You're stuck in a
It's
loop.
just become my default.
You're
motion at
all
this point.
you tense up.
I don't think birds have scruffs on their necks, though.
Well, I grab him by the neck though, like I'm all.
Chokes him.
Something's wrong with him. Well, he's asphyxiating for one.
Well, for the sake of this, I'll say that as a fellow holy man, you would know where the Charitable Sisters of Tymora
All
are.
right, our guide is high
Your
as
guide
fuck.
is currently tripping balls. Is
I can still
anyone
give you directions
proficient
if you'd like.
in
They may not be
religion?
I'm not.
I have a +3.
But are you proficient?
No.
That's where if I
It's
had
the
It's
filled
filled
in.
in.
yes.
Go ahead and roll me a religion really quick.
12.
12? You would also know that, like, you've probably never gone to the Charitable Sisters of Tymora, but it is kind of weird that there is a, like, medical clinic run by priests of Tymora, because Tymora is not, like, a healing goddess. She's kind of the goddess of, like, luck, and kind of more of, like, good luck and fortune, and, like, it's typically more of a, like, travelers or merchants or things like that tend to follow Tymora. Less so, like, healing priests and priestesses.
Fair enough.
So that's strange.
Let's see what this does. Mixes together a couple of alchemical ingredients and has the sick person drink it.
Somehow a clinic. That does. Is it lucky just because you managed to get there, or is it lucky that you get healthy?
Or, if you're lucky, it'll work.
Yeah.
None of them are. None of those answers are great.
But none of them are truly bad either.
That's such as luck.
That's life. Going up to its open doors, you come in and you can see that there's like a number of people sitting in the kind of lobby waiting area with different smaller injuries or ailments. And you can see a number of women kind of walking around and talking with them. They all seem to be human or human adjacent. It's hard to tell, kind of like essentially almost like nun robes. However, they are all blue and silver. And they seem to walk around like having conversations with different people, sitting down, taking people to and fro. And entering in, a person that kind of at the desk asks you, like, kind of glances over, sees somebody who looks like they're like just a little like, there's no like limbs missing or anything, and is like, please take a seat. Someone will be out with you in a second.
Okay.
I'll plop Candle like in one of the seats. Just
Do they have any magazines?
Any blocks to play with in the waiting room?
There is
Do they
like a
have, like,
set
those
of like
little-
weird little windy wires that have
Yes.
the wooden cubes attached to it that you can slide on.
The things that magically appear in every dentist's office. No one knows how they get there.
No one manufactures those. They just show up in the waiting rooms.
Nobody would know where to buy them.
But everyone knows that the blue one's the best.
yes.
I like the one where it's like they have different ones entwined with
Right.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the blue track is the best. It's got like the...
He's got all the stuff.
No. Okay, well, so we have an appointment over at the brass... Well, we always have an appointment at the brass tap, but today specifically, bronze, dang it. It's been a
Look
couple
at it.
weeks.
Brass tacks.
The brass
Let's get
tacks.
down to bronze taps here.
Let's get down to bronze tap.
Getting down to bronze tacks at the brass tap. Wait a second.
Shout a name right there.
Two birds.
Is that today?
No,
Yes.
one bird. I'm stuck.
You had, this evening, you were told you could meet with Brita Bronzetap, and not be the evening that she's doing a big show.
Right.
She's usually pretty open up conversations with people. You'd think that as long as you're not here for more than an hour or two, you'll be able to make that just fine.
Then we'll,
You went pretty early in the morning to deal with this, and it's been a couple hours of spent of him going and finding and getting him out of there and stuff, but it's still like afternoon, not evening yet.
Sounds good. Well, I can stay here and make sure Candle sees a doctor. You guys can be on your leave. And then we'll meet back up at the bronze tap this evening.
Alright, fair enough.
That way, if you guys, I don't know, if you guys have any other stuff you want to do, because I assume this is just going to be, we sit and wait for...
You wait for a little bit. It's not going to be a super long time before someone comes out, and it seems like...
You tell everybody they can go, have the next hour or two off, and they all just sit there and keep playing.
Walking up, a lady again in kind of blue and silver robes. She wears a medallion that shows essentially like it has like a gold coin on the end of it. The face is like a female face, kind of a side visage with a crown. It's not the normal currency, but it looks like a gold coin.
Do they handle triage by flipping a coin? Like, you get to see a doctor today. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you'll be fine. My arm's cut off. Lady Luck doesn't think so. She'll kind of walk out and be like, "So, what seems to be the problem? What brought you?"
I think our friend here. is
Oh, yes.
a little out of it.
She kind of like similarly like opens your eyes, turns your head side to side, and then she's kind of gently but with purpose. It's like, well, this appears to be some sort of neurotoxin of some sort that's gotten into his system. We could certainly mix something up to fix this, assuming you are able to pay, of course.
What's the fee?
Well, to clear this up, we can make a potion. We could get a potion out that could probably cure just about anything that would cause this. It'll run you 250 gold pieces.
I took a look in Candle's wallet.
2 gold pieces and 9 silver pieces.
Well, that's true.
250, huh?
I don't know.
I got 34
I
gold.
have 52 gold.
Or
got
copper.
46.
Copper.
I think even all of us combined.
Well, we
make up
could
enough.
do it all.
Let's just take a loan out in his name.
Hey,
Just slavery.
Because I've got 100. So, 200, so that'd be like 50 from each of you. Damn.
I don't
Okay.
got 50.
That's a little too steep for our blood right now. Do you think it'll wear off?
Who's to say? Depends on what he got it from. Do you know?
No.
yeah.
Yeah. Something in a hole. Something that was in the deep ends of a mine. But that could be a lot of things.
Certainly could.
Okay. Well, do you think it'll get worse if we just give him a good night's sleep?
I think you'll know if it gets worse.
Fair enough.
And she kind of stands up and politely, but somewhat abruptly, gestures towards the door.
Right. We're like,
We asked them politely, yet firmly, to leave.
yeah. Well, we don't have the cash to get you fixed, so.
Well, on that point, I pick him up again.
Welcome to the American healthcare system.
Brother, print me new characters.
He's not listening.
Um,
The brother assumes I will survive.
Brothers thinks you'll be.
okay, well, we'll tuck you into bed and hope you wake up healthy.
Okay, I get no sleep.
Well, I assume you're going to the box tap too
Well,
tonight
yeah,
still.
that's still.
Are you dropping Candle off first?
Yes.
Somebody should probably babysit.
Who wants to be in charge of Candle, not swallowing his own tongue?
I vote. I vote talking to the cool lady with the heart. I vote for the healer.
You could like you do have kind of an office worker who works there, and Honeybeard would like check in on him if you tell her that he's not feeling well.
Honey and there's technically
Ginny.
another employee.
Ginny's out around. Probably when you get there at this time of day, she would probably be there. She would probably be like, throw him in a bed, I'm not looking out. Essentially. But Honey's like a very loving person and would happily be like, oh, I can check in on him every now and then, make sure he's doing
Oh, thank you.
Just make sure all of his doors and windows are locked. We want him running off.
no
of the
accidents.
stage.
Well, if he tries to run out the window, he's not making it far. Well, he's making it really far and then no further. He's a bird, but he can't fly.
It's not the fall that kills you, but the abrupt stop.
Falling doesn't kill you. It's when you stop falling suddenly.
It's gonna be like the owner of the Bronzetap is gonna like major restoration. It's gonna cure you right there. We're like shit.
Damn.
But I don't want to bring a crazy person to my business negotiations if I can help.
Keeps
This is
doing
very
the...
serious.
I got
business
bad news for you there,
negotiations. You're bringing 5.
Over
Yourself included.
Well, clearly what we really need to do is just invite all of our potential business partners to Chili's. That's what
Right,
business
That's what business
Yeah.
is. So the rest of you are going to Bronzetap.
What's the equivalent of Chili's in this?
Is there a chain of mediocre restaurants?
Yes.
Oh,
in
just
that case, it's
Not a chain of mediocre restaurants, but there's a restaurant that's not on anyone's list that I can't wait for you guys to go.
It's definitely not the emerald earrings. That's too high class.
That's the Olive Garden.
Listen,
That says a lot about you, Jerry. They said high class, you said that's the Olive Garden.
Candle, if you wanted to go to the Bronzetap, you shouldn't have been driven crazy by the monsters of the Underdark. That's what I'm saying. So just leave it
I
off.
don't have the money to go
Yeah.
spending a bunch of time at the Bronzetap until we get paid. So
Oh yeah, when you get paid.
So you guys go to the Bronzetap. Arriving there, it is evening. It is bustling. People are all about. There is quite a few different acts and things going on. It seems like there's not like a centerpiece show. That's kind of that like every corner has a different act, kind of trying to play over each other in this big bustling, lively bar.
Nice. I'll go up to the bar.
Okay, going up to the bar, you do recognize somebody, and she has a name. I've said it before, and I'll say it again once I find it. I believe it was Nismet you talked to? Does Nismet sound familiar? Yeah, Nismet.
Yeah.
She signed your napkin.
She decided.
Yeah, Nismet is behind the bar. Kind of dwarven lady, has a lute on her back, and she seems to be serving right now, working.
Yeah. Evening is that?
But she-
Isn't Nismet?
it is.
Yeah.
but he just
Evening
dragged
is it-
evening and
It's not what you said, good evening, is it? She kind of like, what evening is it?
I need to enunciate my ends.
he said it
Sorry.
correctly.
I said,
He just
evening.
dragged the two words.
It is an evening. How are you doing?
Doing
Oh, you were wanting to see Beta, right?
Yeah.
She is in. I think she's around back. Give me just a second. She goes back through a kind of back bar doorway. After a little bit of time, comes out, and you see trailing behind her a face that probably none of you have, maybe locals have seen once or twice. Like she's not like hidden away ever. She's a pretty sociable individual. But Brita Bronzetap is 1 moment to that section. You see a
Loading.
dwarven woman with 2 huge, like down past her butt long, tightly coiled together blonde braids. She wears loose fitting, kind of nice filigreed, but they're kind of loose fitting, flowy tavern clothing. And you can see that right now the only instrument per se you can see, she kind of has like part of the bar clothing is like a set of straps that hold like a bar apron, and you can see there's like a little like pouch on the strap, and you can see like a little like almost looks like a tin whistle that's sticking out of that. But other than that, there doesn't seem to have any instruments. And kind of has a big toothy smile as she walks up and is like, "So you must all be the ones that they told me are looking to do business with the Bronzetaps."
That's us. Bronzetaps. That's where you do business.
A lot of people want to do business. We make good stuff. What makes you different?
Well, we're a transportation distribution company. And we had the idea that your second type of beer, was it the port?
The stout?
The stout. you hadn't really shipped a lot of your stout out recently.
Very good.
And so we thought, well, maybe there's an opportunity there to.
What?
No. This is like trying to be in character. I'm like.
This is roleplay. She seems to not give
Not-
a flying fuck about the business you're talking right now.
Fair enough. Well, what makes us so special? I know
We are
gotta
true
really-
dwarfs.
Well, no, you're. This is the only
What
dwarf.
makes
Only-
you a true dwarf then? Hmm?
Well, true creations of Warden. Even though my colleagues are not true dwarfs or even dwarfs consult at all.
What would be super interesting to? Well, we're adventurers, of course. If we're not
we-
just
Not just
any.
fancy boys with caravans and wagons.
Exactly, we're adventurers. We're monster slayers. We just got done clearing out a whole cave of monsters.
Can you slay a pint?
Yes, I can.
If you're up for a drinking contest, we got this one over here. Took your purple worm shot,
Purple splatter.
purple splatter, like it was no big deal.
Well, how about this? To be honest with you, you're a bit boring. And most people who come talking business, they're a bit boring. I don't want to do business with people who are boring because I have to talk to them. And if you're boring, I don't want to talk to you.
So you should have brought your really high scout. That wouldn't have been boring.
Well, then step aside. Let's talk some business.
Let's talk business. Let's get a line of bronze brews over here. And you see them, so, like, they start filling up tankards and, like, sliding them into a line. She says, how about this? I want one of you to try and outdrink me. And then, I want one of you to try and outplay me. And last, I want one of you to try and outdance me. If you can do 2 of the 3, we can do business.
I feel like you could
Each
just
have
do
to
all
be a
3 of
different
them.
person.
It's gotta be.
Wait.
Absolutely a different person.
Oh, so you guys got to choose who's.
So
After the drinking contest, one of you is going to be shit drunk and not worth a damn anyway.
So drinking contest would resolve around
I feel like-
constitution
the
rolls.
dancer.
It's probably con.
Yeah, Bard definitely should.
No, I have to play.
You have to. She has to outplay her.
Yeah, because your other
The
musicians.
bard should probably do
I
all
thought you
3,
meant
but
like-
it's got to be one of you for each of them.
No, your other musician's a little
Outplay is in the music.
indisposed.
I have
Yeah.
a +2 in con. That's I don't know. You got
What role would be dancing? Is that like athletics?
Probably
Could be dex
or performance.
Who knows?
Perform.
No one knows.
Oh no,
Well,
I'm
fuck
I'm so good at all of these.
I know. That's
Oh
no
no!
problem.
I'm great at everything!
Dang.
Oh man, it sucks! I'm great at everything, and you all suck!
I could do the drinking probably.
Okay, drinking
I'll-
man.
I'll
Dance?
try-
Dancing?
Well, hang on. What?
I have a love for the brooding demon cult slayer to be like, stand aside, I'll do the dance.
I'm an expert.
Just goes out and slays it. That'd be such a character.
What's your
moment.
performance? 0. Okay, I'll do the dancing. I'll be like, so,
It's not necessarily performance.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Might be, might not be.
It could be dex something as well.
You never know.
Anything
I-
else would be
if it's
I'm
dex
probably
session.
bad at.
Why don't you two have a dance off, and then whoever wins that can have the proper dance.
Well, you can drink and you can do the dance.
Who's
Yeah.
drinking?
Who's drinking?
You're drinking?
Drinking.
The true.
Because I'm a Rudolph.
Wait, dancing?
I-
Dancing?
What?
We'll start with the
No,
drinking.
he's
The
the-
rest of you can argue while we drink.
Back home, I am not sleeping well.
Failure maybe has been to
Lisbeth
some
brings
balls
you
as
like
noble.
a warm, like a wet washcloth
might
that
not
she
be
puts
the
on
kind
your
of dance that
forehead
she
and some
needs.
warm soup.
I'm,
Tries to
So
help
I'm
you.
in straight up
Can you
fever
dance
dream
like
territory at
in,
this
like Avatar?
okay.
I'll do
I
the
can,
dance.
you know what? I can do the
You think
dancing.
so?
There you go.
I think I'll take the risk on that one.
She'll kind of line up across from you and,
Oh no.
all right. And then she warms up like some intense thing, then she just picks up the pipe and like kind of calmly starts drinking
Slow
it.
is smooth, smooth is fast.
I'm just gonna down the first one.
Okay, you're just gonna down it?
Yeah.
Go for it. You go and roll me a con save. It's gonna kind of be a rolling deal.
Crit.
Crit! Slam! Immediately. And she kind of, a second later, finishes her first, sets it down, is like, true dwarf indeed, huh? And slide. And you see her, like, carelessly slide that first tankard down the bar and it like hits someone else's drink and knocks it over, and she slides the next one up and starts
It goes
drinking.
back to the drink before we started recording of like the bartender sliding you a drink and you just
I'll
watch
let
it slide past.
Another drink?
Just do it again.
You tell me. What is the She kind of calmly drinks hers and does a good job. What is this? You've just crit twice in a row. Tell me what that
You're
means.
already on the third. Like, you are, like, just...
Yeah,
There's just no
I'll
pause.
down one and then take some other dudes.
And down that, and she kind of done, slams down, sees you take his, and he's kind of like, hey, and she's like, get him another, and like you. And you see her again just carelessly slide it, and kind of, this time she slides it at an angle and just kind of shoots off the bar and hits the ground and clambers onto the floor. She slides the next one, picks it up and clanks it against yours, and then downs it.
I like this lady.
I like this lady a lot.
Patrick?
That's a little cocky.
Okay.
Reroll.
19. Plus 12, 21.
She's rolled a 20, a 20, and a 19. Man, you aren't Calvin. You are Martin Luther.
And he's just at this point, 2029, you're just like, and she's like, she kind of chugs it down and like sees you going, and then just like you're so in the zone, you keep drinking, and she just kind of sets hers down and like leans back and watches and nods.
A true professional at work.
And after you get through like probably 7 or 8 of these that are lined up and kind of down, she kind of sets a hand on top of one as you start to pick it up, and she's like, enjoy this one. Good work. And pats you on the, I give you like a little double slap on the side of the head.
Listen.
Hey.
No. We need roll a con to see how big your burp is when you finish this.
Oh, you gotta show.
Yeah.
Can I
Show
roll
dominance.
performance instead? No.
A 9.
A modest. Listen, I just wanted that to be a 20, so I just resounding.
Yes.
Hey, he doesn't need to show off after a performance.
Listen, hey, he's a simple man.
Is enough.
He's a simple man.
You have seemingly won the drinking contest. She's just like, respect. She just backed off and let you drink for a while. It was like, good work, truth dwarf indeed. And she says, so, who will be playing some music then?
Our
Aye.
resident bard.
What's your instrument?
The accordion.
Accordion! Well, accordion to me, I don't have one on me at the moment, but I'll find one. Give me a second.
Polka fight.
Polka fight. Polka fight.
As you start, and a couple doors next to you, like, polka fight, polka fight. And you can see that when Brita Bronzetap comes out holding an instrument, the side acts stop. And attention turns towards the lot of you.
Who is the polka queen of the dark?
And she comes out with a fine golden filigreed kind of deep, rich mahogany wooded accordion, and she says, "Let's see what you got there."
No, leave it.
What'd you have? First performance.
18.
18.
Plus performance.
Plus performance, so 22.
22. And you start, and as you start to play, there's kind of a moment where like there's a lull, and then she's going to try and pick up from behind you. That okay? She also rolled very well. What was yours?
Mine was 22.
Okay, she kind of cuts in and starts playing along with you, but seems to be kind of overpowering or overtaking. It seems like you're like playing a song, and she somehow, with the way she interjected in, is now the lead part of that song, and you are playing backup to. And you kind of have to like do something to regain the focus.
Hell no.
So what are you doing?
No.
You can
Do a
You can
flip.
do it like you can
Oh,
try
yeah,
and
he would
outplay her.
resound it.
You can do trying to outplay her. Just continue like to try and retake that would be another performance probably, or a kind of instrument check like that. But there's other things you could do. Whatever you what would you do to try and get back to the focal point?
Sandstorm, guaranteed success.
I am going to try to
Through the
do
fire and flame.
athletics and
Sandstorm on the
performance.
accordion will be
And I'm going to try to dance as I outperform her.
All right, go ahead and give me both.
Okay, so let's see. Athletics.
Go through the fire and flames.
It gives you the
Athletics is
chance.
the wrong roll.
It gives you a chance to kind of, if one's bad and one's good, that's not good for you. But if they're both good,
Only a 5 on the athletics.
okay.
Only a 5 or damn.
Let's see the performance.
There you go.
Okay, so 23.
23. You start to like play really well and like kind of get this like kind of jumpy dance with it, and you feel yourself kind of start to overtake, but you make a kind of bad step in the dancing, and it makes you play an off note, and she capitalizes and it's kind of this back and forth. It's pretty even keel at this point,
Okay.
where you're both kind of in the center focal point, kind of trying to outplay the main part for each other.
It's a competing.
But your dance seemed to throw you off to where she had a chance to interject in and not get overtaken there. So it's kind of a neck and neck performance here. What are you going to try and do?
I need to pull their axes aside. Have a conversation with them.
I'm gonna try it one more time. I'm gonna try to.
Yes, I'm on a dance strategy.
I'm gonna try it one more time to outdance her.
To try and dance and okay.
At the end of your dance, go into a
Oh, there you go.
spin.
So
17 for
Telekinetically
the
lift you
athletics.
up, and you'll just
Okay.
spin into the
And
air.
then-
It'll be really impressive.
It's only 14 for the performance.
Okay.
you can't roll 19 every time.
You see,
Breathe
she
in the air,
kind of.
keep going.
It seems like she overtakes musically and seems to be kind of becoming again kind of overtaking and being the main part. However, you get a big pop from people as your dance becomes less of just like a little bit of a jig and more of an involved like fancy dancing in time with the music. It seems like once again you guys have kind of reached a parity of like crowd involvement, and who seems to be like the attention seems to be darting back and forth of like, oh, she's playing a bit better. Oh, did you see that? She just did a backflip, and like this kind of back and forth, and we're kind of reaching the crescendo crux of the song. This is our last chance to make or break it. It seems like she started stronger and has the slight edge right now because you guys have been kind of maintaining a parity since then. So you got to do something big to make
like some
a
big
big
finale.
resounding finale. To try and win this music battle. It's going to probably be determined on how the cheers of people
The cheers of people.
come to.
Like you have inspiration too, right? So don't be
You
afraid
have like
to.
3.
No, she can't have 3 inspiration. You can't bank inspiration like that. I don't know why you have 3 written there.
No, I have 3 Bard of Inspiration.
Bard of
Bardic
Inspiration.
inspiration.
And that's a smart way to keep track of it.
Yeah.
You could try like jumping on a table, or like cast dancing lights while
You
you're
can do it
playing.
3 more times
Oh,
today. So
wait.
we could do a flip and a helicopter spin.
I'm interested. Now you have my attention.
So what I'm going to try to do is I am gonna cast Dancing Lights,
Okay.
and then I will
Well, but as a bard, you can do that like as part of
Use
your.
a 1, 5,
Yeah.
6,
Like, yeah.
4.
what?
The pop chords.
No. Can you do chords on an accordion? On an accordion? Is that
It's
what-
called an accord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
And then
necessarily think
at
it's
the
why
big
it's called.
finale, I'm going to
It might be though.
cast Dancing Lights, and
because
then
they use for striking
put
on
my
a chord.
accordion down, and then do a flurry with my sword and light it on
I agree
fire.
to these terms. Bring out the
With your like
accordion,
a breath weapon attack.
Yeah.
Roll me a D20. Add your charisma or your spellcasting attack modifier to it.
Spellcast.
Do your spell attack modifier on a D20
Plus
roll.
5.
Okay.
And then you'll do something after that. First that.
Okay.
21.
21.
21. Amazing. And then give me a acrobatics check to follow it up.
You got +7.
Plus 7 acrobatics.
Expertise in that.
17.
17. This grand finale happens, and as you kind of do this, and it seems almost as if you guys have rehearsed this, as the way you kind of pop and this flare of lights go around the top of you, and you kind of kick off of this the edge of one of these tables to do this flip in the air. Is like you do a cartwheel of fire, and as you do, it kind of hits a plank that pops loose, and 2 pints go into the air, popping up, and you see her step in front of you, and she catches the 2 of them underneath her arms, drinks one, and then drinks the other while playing as you land behind her with a bladed flourish, and the flames kind of settle around, and the entire bar erupts in cheers.
Oh, jeez.
It seems very unclear who has won this instrument off, as she had the slight edge, and you very slightly just overtook her at the end. For the sake of this, she doesn't like say she's just like is like giddy as hell, laughing, and like turns and gives you like a big hug,
Which
and
is
says
amazing.
like a fine performance. She doesn't seem to be a winner. You don't really know if you've won
Everybody
or lost.
won in this
Everybody in the crowd seems to have won, and she seems to be
Yeah.
having a good time.
That's all I came
There
here to
you
do.
An amazing performance. Says, if you're ever needing a bit of coin, we could probably find a corner for you in here to play some music, do some more of that fancy footwork.
I would appreciate it. I'd actually very much enjoy that. We'll talk later about that.
I'm gonna basically be doing Qui-Gon Jinn with the dice. Just like quietly using the force to make his dance.
And as she turns, look, you hear, La La Porina La Ripsy the Third, my squire. And you turn to see Sir Jackson Trey Pashwani Axeldean walking from the crowd and clapping,
Oh,
and says,
man,
a fine performance indeed.
I'm not even sadder that I'm at home tripping balls. 'cause
Why
my
isn't it
drinking
Sir
buddy
Jackson
Jackson's
Trey
here.
Pashfrani Axeldean?
Well, of course it is, my lady. I don't believe I've met your friend. This is that new business enterprise you're working on.
Yes, indeed.
You seem in the middle of something at the moment. I need to speak with you whenever you have a moment. I was looking for you earlier today, and the way of the fates, you would arrive here in such a spinning, glorious, flaming flourish.
I wonder where Lala's at. She does a backflip in the middle of the mark.
Distant accordion music.
You can see this fancy man, like he's kind of got like a very ornate breastplate, and everything else is like fluffy and fancy, brightly colored clothing. He has a just on the edge, like it is a finely made but so gaudily decorated. It's on the edge of bejeweled rapier on his hip.
Jewel encrusted.
Jewel encrusted. That's right. And he will kind of like give you like kind of give a clap and a cheer to both of you, but then like back off for a moment, just saying that he wanted to speak with you in any moment.
Sure thing after.
After whatever all this lovely hullabaloo is.
Perfect. I would love to join you.
Also, you'll know when I'm about to help you with stuff.
She will say, and I believe last I was promised to dance.
I down the last of the beer,
The brooding one.
and I stand
You
up.
light on your feet? You don't seem it.
The troubled loner that she can change.
He's just the most
That's
handsome.
half of this party. Half of this party is the troubled loner you can change, and the other half is Lala.
As she asks that question, I'll be like, I don't know. We'll soon find out.
Well, you know, I fancy a bit of polka. How about some background music for us to dance
Can
today?
do, my lady.
And the dancing begins. Describe what's happening. What's these moves?
I'll say like probably throughout my travels I've seen dances, and I'll probably do like the what the I don't know what it's called where you drop down and you kick up the foot, you keep dropping it.
like
the
Russian,
the Russian
Cossack,
yeah.
I'm gonna say for sake of it, it's gonna be a dexterity check.
Alright.
You will not be proficient in it because you're not a trained dancer.
Yeah.
But it'll be a d20 roll plus your dexterity bonus
Okay.
to just kind of start doing those dance moves for your opening to this.
Oh, no.
Is that a one?
Yeah, this is a crit fail.
You kind of go down to like and you do the first like leg up, hey, and it catches the edge of like a rag that's on the ground and it goes, hey! And then you go ass overhead, flat on your back, first move.
Hey, I think we're good. I think we've sealed this business deal because we've made her evening extra.
You at least had two.
Immediately eat shit. As she kind of is just doing like a very similar like kind of bouncy polka jig, and just kind of like looks over and just like busts up laughing as she continues to dance along.
They used to do
Can
it.
as I'm falling back, can I like use like an acrobatics to like flip to catch myself or something?
You can roll an acrobatics to try and gracefully come back out of it. Like it's clear you slipped and fall.
Yeah.
But
But can I at least gracefully land?
You can
or-
try and kind of pop back up with a nice acrobatics.
Alright. 14?
14. It's not like a crazy, but it is like a smooth back roll, pop back up onto your feet after you kind of get your bearings from sliding and landing.
Yeah.
What's next? What are you doing next? She's continuing down, and you see her like she is surprising for like she's not like a super stout dwarf, but she's built like a dwarf. She's short and she's got broad shoulders, but she kind of has these very light feet and starts to kind of like dip and dance around and kind of pop up off of bar stools and bar top and tabletops and kind of bouncing around and keeping this jig going. What are you doing?
So you hear Thayer's voice in your head say, "Go for the backflip in 3,
Yeah,
2."
and I'll start to try to jump from table to table, but I'll do flips.
I'm talking in his head and telling him when the time that I'm going to assist him with a crazy ass backflip.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start using acrobatics to try and jump from table to table.
All right, roll me an advantaged acrobatics. Are you using your
Well, I have
psionic?
an action worth of helping, so it's gonna be like when he goes for one really big flip on it.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm just gonna
You're using your
use the force
telekinesis.
to make
Yeah.
him triple backflip or something.
Okay.
I must warn you, I'm really good at backflips.
That's the best one's a
Actually.
6.
The best one's a 6. So you kind of
it's a
pop into
smooth.
it's not very smooth. Like you're wearing heavy stuff. It's kind of a thump thump. You kind of keep your footing, and he's like 1, 2, 3, and you kind of kick up and go in the air, and then you're kind of like. And he kind of does like a like this, a little too fast. And instead of going down foot first, he kind of the spin ends with him kind of more head first. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. You kind of land on your hands and roll around and kind of pop back up. Fairly okay. You don't hurt yourself, but you clearly stumble at the end of this. And she continues to dance pretty well, kind of bouncing around and having fun. And seeing that, just busts up laughing.
You look like a cartoon character.
Oh yeah, you kind of moonwalk, thump, jump, whoa, and then stumble away and kind of start popping back up. You don't hurt yourself, but you don't look graceful and you don't land well.
So at that point, if I land by a table and I see a drink, I'm gonna just down it.
Okay.
I'm gonna steal somebody's drink, down it. I'm gonna go back to try to dance from table to table.
Okay, give me one more acrobatics. Are you trying to help him again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this advantage then?
Yeah, go and make an advantage.
This time
acrobatics.
I'm going to. I don't know how far we should go with this. I was thinking of it have him freeze midair in a backflip and then keep going. That looked cool, right?
It would look cool. It would look cool. Can you hear my thoughts, or can I only hear yours?
No, it's one way.
That was good. So
What do you say to him?
I will be telling him I go for another flip. I'm gonna freeze you midair and then finish it. So just be ready for that.
Once he freezes me, I'm gonna use Ray of Frost on the ceiling to kind of
Try to make a
Sure.
spark of
Yeah.
frost. Okay, go ahead and roll the acrobatics first.
Okay, much better. 15.
15. Now roll me a d20 plus your spell attack bonus.
17.
Okay. This one, you kind of freeze, you jump up in the air and you're while in midair, you do this arc of frost over you, and then it's almost like they literally freeze in air, and then some way, somehow, you get momentum again and do a backflip and land it pretty smoothly. Much cooler, much better than the other
Much colder, you might say.
Much cold. It was ice cold. What's cooler than being cool? And she, Beta kind of does a little side flip off a table, lands next to you, and gives a couple claps.
I was gonna be if she jumps, I'm gonna hold out my hand, see if she could land it,
Okay.
hold her up.
Give me a strength save.
You should have proficiency.
A 16.
16. As she does this kind of side flip, you extend the hand. You see her kind of in midair, catch it with a side eye, and she lands on a tiptoe on the center of your hand, and you're kind of flex it up, and then you keep it up, and she's balanced on the toe on there, and then everyone gives a big cheer.
And then I
You kind of flip up, and then she does a little flip and lands on her feet behind you. She's that was great fun. You looked much better the last bit there than the beginning.
that obvious, huh?
Well, you did fall on your ass.
And you put 2 new dents in my floor, that's all I'm saying.
Coming from the man that didn't do anything here.
Really, the 2 new dents is pretty low for the day.
Per person. No. We're talking on a per customer basis here.
In the bar I did my best to Qui-Gon.
I buy him a ale. Be thanks for the assist.
There's a couple left over that are just on the bar. You guys can walk up and grab and drink if you want, because she didn't finish all of hers when she just backed
don't
off
mind
and
if
let
I
the other
do.
go.
I just slide one over.
Sip.
And she will kind of sit on the bar, kind of shake her shoulders, the shoulders of her shirt a little bit, like let a little air in, kind of air out, and just like lean back and be like, well, that was a great deal of fun. I'll let you know the last fella who came here trying to do business was about as interesting as, well, a dent in a bar floor.
Well, we're businessmen, we're also adventurous.
And that much you've proven. For the sake of it, I'd say I definitely won the dancing. You had a good ending, but yes. Drinking, you, my friend, are a true dwarf indeed. Dancing, it was somewhere in between. So, 1.5 isn't 2, and I said 2 of 3, but I had fun. We'll round up, huh? Let's talk business.
Hey!
And she will have some more, like, you notice, you have to kind of do the, bring it back in, to keep her from, like, trailing off as the business talks get too businessy. But you guys will be able to negotiate a Bronzetap contract. Trying to work through, so you're trying to specifically do the stout.
Right. We figured that would be, like, it's super popular down here, but it doesn't have any kind of distribution right now, and that might give us an edge of, like...
It's also their, like, stronger beer.
Which everyone likes a little bit stronger.
Let's get to the
Did I
part
get Eric
of this note where I talk about business.
And it's a
And
stout.
ethics.
Which I
No, there's none of those.
Ah, dang.
This is for quitters. Where? It's in the same section as your loan. Where's your loan?
Predatory
Business/loan section of my notes. Don't read loans. So, for the sake of this particular deal, is going to increase the value of your business, which is used in some of my background calculations for profitability.
The Excel sheet grows by 1.
Gosh, can you grab me a drink?
It is essentially going to be this starting out business as you kind of start to distribute this. It's going to be basically a 25% increase in the total value that is used to calculate this.
For the low cost of some funny dancing.
You haven't been starting this contract. So the way it's, like, you guys, we're not going to go into all the nitty-gritty and make you, like, talk numbers with her and stuff, because that'll take too long and be a little boring.
And also, I wouldn't have any idea how to do
You've
that.
negotiated a contract in which you are going to be distributing the stout on the surface, and that has increased your ability to when you profit, you'll profit more because of it.
Do you want me to open it? I'll open it for you.
Well, yeah, Koskin hasn't gotten his nails done yet, so...
Right.
Yeah.
I clipped them today.
There you go.
There you go.
Close enough.
Huh? That's
Hey,
maintenance.
That's a good days of business for us.
That's a great thing.
Yes.
I can give
I'm
discounts on tariffs for shipping down to
You're working on that.
Cartrizan or something.
Your hometown?
Yeah.
You named it.
I know. I swore I wrote it down.
Well, didn't you want to talk with your brother about all that stuff before you started making promises?
He already sent a letter, didn't he?
Oh, I want to talk to her.
He sent a letter. Yes, he has not received a letter that's like, fuck you.
They should talk to people.
I want to talk to her about possibly performing certain nights at the Bronzetap.
Okay. Okay, yeah. She will say that you will be primarily working for tips.
That's fine.
That you will be they will give you a flat charge. Like, if you work an entire evening there, you will make a flat 25 gold pieces from them for doing so.
Okay.
And then plus whatever you get, whatever you earn.
That sounds like a great plan to me.
I'm gonna. I'll walk around, spread the good news of Moradin,
Of True Dwarf.
and True Dwarvism.
You're just as bad than the Mormons.
I'm just.
And what a Mormon
The-
go to
he
a
is
tavern
And
You're-
win a drinking
you're-
contest.
and win a drink contest.
You are literally the Moradin Mormon. The
Mormon
Mormons?
So
I'm just gonna hang out by the bar drinking, like trying to forget all that shit that just went down.
You will never be able to be taken serious as the brooding, huge bruiser in the background, knowing that you're a dancy boy now.
You're just like me.
Sorry I threw you too hard in that flip there.
It's all right.
First time doing
I didn't make the landing work at all. So
Sweet. I came here what I wanted to do.
Sir Jaxeltrafe did want to speak with you.
Oh, I am going to go.
And going over and talking with him, he does. He's like, that was quite a performance. Seems like you're doing quite well for yourself here, and the business seems to be thriving. That was business related, I assume, or just pleasure.
A little bit of both.
Fabulous, regardless, of course. Tell me, what have you been into recently? Haven't seen you for some days now.
Well, I've there's this business size, but there's also this company more adventuring and more use of my talents other ways. I've been slaying bugs pretty much, and just having
We become
pretty much exterminators. And
Tell him about your relationship with the king.
the king.
Or he's his brother.
The prince.
He's
whatever.
a prince, technically.
I will be telling him about the prince courting me.
Go ahead and roll me an advantaged performance in the way you tell these stories.
It is 24.
Okay. You can roll it.
It's just a crit.
It's a crit.
It's just a crit.
You just crit it?
Yeah. There's no
Excellent.
need for the advantage. It's just
An
a crit.
excellent crit indeed. As Sir Jaxeltrave says, you have clearly shown me that you are ready to no longer be a simple squire.
I forgot
And
to
I
ask
say,
what's later in the campaign.
on this very evening, a knighting ceremony should have to take place. And by extension, this is now the DM, not Sir Jaxeltrave talking. Everyone will get to level up to level 4.
I came in at the perfect time. I have returned to level up.
With this, because I assume you're going to do your
Yes.
knighthood feat as your 4th level feat. Sir Jaxeltrave, in the middle of a rowdy tavern, will have you kneel down,
Yes.
and he will draw out his very gaudy rapier, and over each of your shoulders tap once on your forehead, and make you promise to uphold the oaths of the gentlemanly knights, which are to be gentlemen, to tell great stories, and to have great adventures.
And then in medieval
With all
fashion,
my
when you
heart.
stand up, he slaps you down the stairs.
Yes. And you are knighted as now a full-fledged knight of the Gentleman Knights.
Yeah!
And everybody can level up to level 4,
Yay!
and that is where we will stop this episode of Skygate. Great work, everyone. A new business contract completed, another one potentially on the way, and a knighthood gained. We will see you all in the next episode.